again to this wonderful time. This is week 2 for batch 15, and the journey is still a fresh one ahead. Remember, the goals is for you to be able to master and know some of the industry best tools so that when you get into the actual job, you will not get all that confused as though it is something you've not seen before. And also for you to be in line with what is happening as per job wise. And if you were a beginner when you came into the program, by the end of the program, you expected to be internship ready. You expected to be ready to take on an entry level role. Yes. As per expertise and skills, those will be acquired with years of experience. But whatever it is that is needed to start the career and the journey, you will be sure to have them on your fingertips by the end of the program. So I was just wanted to reignite our spirit to let us know again what we are after and the plans and the goals, how we are going to achieve that. Now, just to remind us again, we will be able to perform a practice or a project, our capstone project, meaning our final year project, will be on you are going to be able to do some penetration and testing on a website. That website was intentionally built for testing and practical. So, but you will do the work to penetrate the website to gain unlawful or gain access without being given. So by so doing, you will learn how the bad guys, the threat actors, how they operate, some of the things they do. And what makes it interesting is out of almost 10 types of vulnerabilities or weaknesses that can exist or prominently exist in web applications, the one we are going to do is just one, meaning you still have like 9 remaining ones to practice on your own and to get good. But with that one that you do, it will help you to, your spirit will be in tune with what is happening. Then your fire will be up to, I think, let me try out vulnerability testing number 2, number 3, number 4. But there's no how you do all those and have them in your resume and skill set that your next employer, will not see that you aren't just talking story. Many people talk story when they come for interviews or when they come to learning, but it's not just about story. It's about those little things you've learned and can do that will help you to get where you're going to. So we're going to shoot. Today's class will be on Security Operations Center, which is SOC, like I said. And SOC is one of the most interesting part of cybersecurity. Not just being interesting, it is also one of the easiest parts to enter into the field. It is one of the, they call it one of the lowest hanging fruit. The job descriptions of a SOC analyst is one that even a core beginner can be able to do when they teach the person. So, there are some jobs that just teach someone and the person will learn how to do it, then grow from there. So, SOC jobs are those kind of jobs in cybersecurity. And they also pay quite extensively in the field. So, we will be talking about SOC today and what it stands for and what exactly we can do with SOC after the program. Let me get our let me get a drawing board ready.
Okay.
Okay, that is that.
Okay.
So the material we are using for this particular Security Operations Center introduction is for a young man called Ananduru. think he's an Indian. When I first met his course, it pleased me a lot, and I was like, okay, this is a fantastic stand or start for beginners. So if you watch here, as of the time when I went through his program, he has already done 5,000 students training, and he has 13 years, over 13 years of experience. Then also 6 years in the training section. So he had a good background. So in his course, we're going to be talking about introduction into Security Operations Center. How has it evolved? The people, the process, and the technologies involved in SOC. Then what skills are required? Then beside there, we are going to look at where does SOC fit in, why companies need so many computers, what are the different IT teams, what are the different IT security teams, etc. Those things are just on the background. So you will get the material, likewise the link to his Udemy, just in case you want to grab the course later for yourself. So all those will be provided in your folder at the end of the class.
Okay.
So where does SOC jobs fit in? First of all, SOC, like I already said, stands for what? Can you remember? I've said it a couple of times
Yeah.
now.
Security Operations Center.
Good, fantastic. So where does Security Operations Center stand? Where does it fit in? Now in the job sphere, in the market sphere, just below
Yeah,
every other thing,
where it fits.
we are going to find out. We are going to position it where it fits in. So the first layer is where you'll see the guys that are doing the banking, the accounting, the sales, the HR, the construction, all those outward works. Under it, we have information technology guys, which are powering what is happening on the outside world. You see the full stack engineer, developers, front-end engineers, programmers, etc. And these are the languages that they use most times. So under these guys too, we have the IT infrastructure. They are the ones in the yellow. Now, IT infrastructure, they are the ones that build kind of the skeletons of which the programmers will program, then the market sellers will now sell. Okay. Now, under the IT infrastructure, we now have a bedrock of security that stays here. We have endpoint security, vulnerability assessment, and network security. So these guys operate on safeguard what is already on in existence. Now below them is where we find SOC. So they are like the on the nucleus of the market. Now, when security is breached, almost everything is at standpoint. So security operations center analysts, so which are called SOC analysts, they are here, and these are some of the tools that we want to learn about and how they operate. So there's an illustration here that says related fields for civil engineering. So let's call this guy Ade. Ade is a civil engineer, or John, or Maxwell. He does not necessarily have to be an architect or a mason or a tile worker, neither a plumber or electrician. But you will agree with me that he should have at least an idea of what these guys are doing if he's going to work with them.
Exactly.
Since he's a civil engineer, he's the one to give I do it this way on our plan. This is how this should work. Why are you doing this in this way? Do it this way. So that is his job as a civil engineer, to ensure that the work goes on. And these guys that are working beside him, he is expected to have an idea of what they are doing. Likewise, in SOC, people that are working in the SOC are expected to have at least brief ideas of what their neighbors are doing, because these are the guys that are working almost in tandem with him. And be it as it may, within your years in the industry, your paths might cross, your path and that of a network security guy, a vulnerability assessment person, endpoint security, I am system engineers, network engineers. You guys' paths will somehow cross in the future along the way, because a time will come when you might want to scan or secure a database A time will come when you might want to do vulnerability assessment tests. So these things are some things you still, when you see them, you don't be scared, you don't be what's it called, perturbed. You okay. At your free time, you just read up stuff about them, just to know basically what they do. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a question here: why does SOC jobs? Why are they in demand? What brought about SOC jobs? Are they even in demand now? Why are we talking about them? So starting from earlier before now, SOC jobs has been there, but it has been creating due to the number of people who are available for it. The need has been gradually increasing. Now we see that some of these snapshots were captured around 2018. Even as of 2018, there has been cybersecurity skills shortage in the industry. So, plus the impact of COVID. COVID came in and made the whole thing so obvious because after COVID, cybersecurity jobs at IT firms were now impacted, and now there is need. There is now a job alert and demand for cybersecurity professionals. In fact, in the outside world, most of them are already getting to they have not gotten to the peak, but the surge is already up there. For the African markets or the third world nations, they are still trying to understand and play on the peripheries of this particular career, and is almost on the same pedals and speed with data analysis, as data analysis is
Okay.
also growing and increasing in the field too. So mostly when people want to start a career in cybersecurity, if they are not guided, the first thing they will do is most of them will go to the YouTube and they'll start looking around to see what they can find. Then possibly they might see one or two classes. Some might just go to Udemy or anywhere. But at any time when you meet cybersecurity, you are meeting a branch of the
Mhm.
whole thing. So, and if everything is being opened to you, what it entails, you will be shocked. Most times, people get confused. Like they are trying, you want to learn. Let's say, for example, what will I use now? You want to learn how to be a doctor, and you saw a textbook on heart surgery,
Mhm.
or you saw a textbook on how to deliver a baby. You can spend a whole year reading that material, only to find out that that is not really. It is part of what a doctor's job is. It doesn't cover the entirety of what a doctor's job is. So there are so many branches and sections in cybersecurity. So many. In fact, as a matter of fact, to make it much easier for understandable and for focus sake, because in the industry, focus is very, very much appreciated. If you do not have focus, you will lose track. You will lose track of your learning, you will lose enthusiasm, and at the time, you might just lose interest. So,
Okay.
I'm going to, with this diagram, I will kind of make, uh, see, I'll bring the subject of the whole field. I'll make it a little bit home so that you will understand and you will have focus. One other thing that you have to look out for in this program or in a program like ours is at the end of the program, if you finish the program more confused than you started, then that program wasn't the right one for you, or the way it was delivered was not the accurate one. At the end of the program or any course, you should be equipped and fired up for, you should have a direction. You should know, okay, this is where I am. Then this is where I want to be, or this is what I need to do next. If you cannot boldly answer or point out and say, this is what I want to do next, this is where I am already, then the aim of that program might have been defeated. So we ensure that every applicant that comes across the program, at the end of the program, you will be able to say, okay, I think I like this aspect of cybersecurity. I want to stick to this aspect. Then we'll tell you this is where to go to, this is where to stay. These are the kind of things you should be doing ahead, just in case the jobs come. Then you say, I want it this way. Then we'll point you towards that direction. But you can't make these directional decisions when you do not have the foundation. You understand?
Yes.
So we have the blue team in cybersecurity. Blue. We also have the red team. Then we have the purple team. So the blue team are these guys are on the defense. They play the defense. What do I mean by defense? They wait for things to happen, then they counter react.
Okay.
And their jobs is mainly on monitoring, detecting, analyzing. They don't fight, but
Okay.
they defend. So, and it is under this blue team that you majorly find the job of a SOC.
Okay.
Now, on the red team, these guys are playing offense. They go out there to fight, they hunt, they strictly uh, fight against malwares and insecurities. They are on the offense. So,
Okay.
and the kind of jobs you will see here, you see a threat hunter, you see a penetration tester, you also see a hacker. So etc. These guys, they are on the offense. So with experience and use, when you become good in both, you become a purple team player.
Okay.
And this comes with years of experience and skills and jobs and everything. Just like someone grows into being a manager. You don't just wake up today and they give you manager. No, you must have gone through some levels of promotion and about that particular job. So a purple team
Exactly.
player is someone, yes, is skilled in both the blue team work and both the red team work. So at the end of this program, you will be exposed to the blue team, you will be
Okay.
exposed to the red team. The blue team, we're already starting to talk about SOC today.
Okay.
Now, on the red team work, our capstone project, which is our final year project, will be on direct penetration testing work. So, at the end of the program, you have a bit of this and a bit of this. Then you can now say, I think I want to stay under the SOC environment,
Okay.
or I think I want to play under the red team environment. Probably these guys, you already have someone that has programming skills and all these analytical skills, very strong one. He can decide to play on this place because his strength might be here. But someone who wants to be reserved, wants to play cool, do some of the little works, not as though the works that you are doing are not important, but also just to kickstart things, the person could still stay on the blue team. See,
Yeah.
now most people do not know about this classification. So when you meet them online, they are shouting, I'm doing cybersecurity, I want to be a cybersecurity. Then when you now ask them, which aspect of cybersecurity do you belong to? Are you in the blue team? The person who on the left. Are you in the red team? No, I'm in cybersecurity. Cyber what? What exactly? So someone wants to teach you about cybersecurity. Now you ask the person, are you teaching me from the blue team perspective or as a red team member? Now the person will look at you and know that, oh, this guy is learned. He knows what is inside. You understand?
Exactly.
Now,
Exactly.
yes, he will not tell you, okay, I want to teach you how to become a penetration tester as a red team. Okay. If you want to teach someone how to become a penetration tester as a red team member, does the person have the prerequisite knowledge, analytics, and skills to do that? Does the person already have the foundational knowledge of cybersecurity before diving into all those critical parts? So all those are very important questions that people should ask when they are entering into a career path, etc. So let's dive in and talk about SOC. Uh, so we'll take care of SOC and everything. Also remember that there is an exam that you're expected to take, which will give you access to your first certification and license. So it's advisable that you take the exam. It is advisable. So when
Okay.
that time comes, we'll also assist you and give you all the help that you need to get there.
Okay.
And it's free. I hope you know.
Okay.
Yeah, to get that exam and the license is free. My name that the exam. That's where you pay the people. You pay them
Okay.
$199, $199, and that's not small money. So we
Exactly.
expect you to pass. Yeah, everybody who takes the program seriously passes the exam. So you wouldn't, your own case wouldn't be a difference.
I hope, including the ethic man, he took the exam also.
Onye? Okay, Edelebe, yeah. Even on his
Okay.
advanced program that they are in, they are still fronting them to write that exam. So he will
Okay.
write
Okay.
it when he's ready. So we even spoke last week, Saturday. I also told their group too about the exam. Two people in their group has already scheduled for the exam. So
Okay.
it's double objective, 100 questions, but very, very tactical questions. Okay,
Okay.
let's move ahead. Security Operations Center. And we say that this section, this career path, has been in existence and it started evolving more in the year 2015. And 63% of cybersecurity job opportunities currently revolve around Security Operations Center. IJ na LinkedIn kita na type what is sorry, jobs in cybersecurity. We are expecting to see that 70% of the jobs there will revolve around Security Operations Center. Do you have a LinkedIn account?
Yeah.
Okay, you might just do a test out. Now let me get my own. Let me open mine and do it quickly. And you test here jobs on LinkedIn, cybersecurity jobs. LinkedIn. Yeah, thank God you even have LinkedIn. So you've already done week one. At the end of every class, make a short note of what you learned, what you expected to learn, or opening an idea of the next day class, what you expected to learn in the next day. Put here on your LinkedIn. The people who matters, the people who give the jobs, they'll be watching. Even if they are not watching, the people who knows the people that does that, they'll be watching. So that at the time when you'll be applying for a job, the recruiter will not come to your LinkedIn and wouldn't see any history about your growth or about your involvement in cybersecurity. Do you
Okay.
understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you don't create what that little awareness, By the time onye follow your timeline, mgbe ị na-ebido fụzie gị on the last day of your project where you're already doing a penetration test, you'll be like, wow, this guy is really serious on what he's doing. And that is how most people even get their jobs even before they start. So please, I will encourage you to get your LinkedIn engaged. That's one of your most professional page for jobs. So this is my LinkedIn. So I'm going to go to the jobs now. Let me search for cybersecurity jobs. Even though if I open my job section now, it might be the only stuff that you will just see it full there due to my recent search. You're asking me, am I looking for a new job? No, I'm just actively looking. Okay. So, cyber security. Enter. Along the class too, if you have questions too or anything that interests you, please don't hesitate to always ask. You know, it helps to make the learning revolve.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So here we have we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 jobs here, and we're going to use these 6 and do the analysis. Out of these 6 jobs, you're going to see the ones that are under SOC and the ones that are under the ones that are in the blue team and the ones that are in the red team. So engineer is obviously on the red team. Probably if you look at the job description of the engineer, it might involve some hardcore technical stuff. The next one is cybersecurity instructor, educationals and eating, the blue team, cybersecurity instructor under the blue team, network security consultant under the blue team are also can be in the red team. So security engineer, this one too is on the red team. If we go down a little bit, you'll find regional security officer, IT security analyst, this is a blue team work, fraud desk analyst, a blue team, IT security specialist, Ogun State, blue team. So depending on at the time that you come in, but the point to be proven there is that 70% of or 63% of the security jobs opportunities are always around security operations center. So someone who learns or is proficient in what happened? Yeah, I think I lost you there for a while.
Yeah.
That must have been a glitch in the internet. So someone who gets skilled in the blue team will always find a place around, and it's much easier for those who are outside the shores of the African nations or even outside the countries, like abroad. So it gets easier for them than some of us who are down here, not for any other sake, but because of technology and advancement in developed countries.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, we also have currently there is low entry barrier into the field of SOC because of the job descriptions too. So we're going to be looking at the job description so that you will see what is expected of the SOC analyst. Now, also new certifications are also being created, focusing mainly on SOC. As an entry level analyst, with that ISC2 badge or license, it gives you more than enough reason to be able to go in for an entry level job. Then when you get in, you start writing for other expensive certifications, because cybersecurity certifications are very expensive. Okay, so I'm going to jump these pages. You read them on your own, but these are the pages that they explain the different IT teams in a company, listing them out, in which Security Operations Center is one of them. And they will explain the tutor explained some of these stuffs. For example, endpoint security team, what do they do? So they protect endpoints in the network while they install, configuring, and maintaining endpoint solutions. Examples of endpoint solutions: antivirus, host firewall, host intrusion prevention system, disk encryption, data loss, etc. So, network security team, all these devices are being useful. Now, another part of cybersecurity that is very interesting also is the InfoSec security team. Now, this part is majorly called the GRC, and it stands for governance, risk, and compliance. What do? They do these things that are listed around here. They are involved in drafting security policies, adherence to regulatory compliance, conduct user awareness training, and conduct regular audits. So they control activities, the risk management, performance management, policies, audits, strategy. So someone who's coming from a policy-oriented, what's it called, career will do well in this section. The person does not have any business going to do programming, going to start monitoring or doing this or fighting hackers. The person can do well in this particular section. And most people too, they rise to the C level, what's it called, job roles, even from governance, even from this particular section. So whilst we are in the program, once you get to a place where your skill or your strength can be utilized to get you faster, then you take hold of that area, and you know that, okay, I think this is the area I might be doing, I might do well, so that more help will come in from there for you. So GRC stands for governance, risk, and compliance. Just keep it in your head. Don't forget about it. So the vulnerability assessment team, these are the guys that use automated tools to scan the network to identify the vulnerabilities, etc. The material, like I said, is available for you at the end of the class. So I might just scroll past and get to where we are focused on, which is the Security Operations Center. So we have the Identity and Access Management team. They create and manage identities. For example, when you want to log in, your username and password, these are the people who are in charge of managing that system, taking care of that process. Your process of you put your username and your password, and it goes successfully and opens your platform for you. This is the team that takes care of it. Identity and Access Management team. In short, they call them IAM. IAM. Okay. You see, they are in charge of user account, password reset, and granting access. These are the major things that they do. So when I have the Security Operations Center, now the list here is the major job roles of a Security Operations Center analyst. As a level one analyst, which is what you should have planned to become. That's if you are not going through any other path. As a level one analyst in the industry who is on the entry level, this is one of the most important job roles you have: to monitor the system, to dictate, investigate, and respond to cyber threats, while also working along with other SMEs of SME teams of other teams to remediate the security incident. These are some of the tools that you will find handy in the industry. We have the SIEM tool. SIEM is an acronym of a word. You're going to find it. Your assignment number 1. What is SIEM? Did we talk about it last class? Can you remember?
SIEM.
Yes. What it meant? The full meaning.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So, what happened at your first assignment on this particular class? The full meaning, find out the full meaning of SIEM. Also, the full meaning of SOA. Then also, what is threat intelligence in cybersecurity or in security operations center? What is threat intelligence? Then we have analysis tools, tools that are being used to do our day-to-day work. Now, during the course of this particular security operations center test, we will make use of one example of the threat intelligence platform. We also make use, not practically make use, but we'll also be exposed to the workability of a SIEM. So that's why I told you that in the program, you will be exposed to industry standard tools so that even when you get to the job market, you will not be all that confused about those tools because somehow, you've touched them, you've used them to do little things.
Okay.
So going down on the course, Security Operations Center has grown to be like the center of all security issues and incidents and remediation. So the system guys, the network guys, the endpoint security guys, network security, vulnerability assessment, IAM guys, help desk guys, application development guys, these guys, all of them are currently dumping their all their security issues into the Security Operations Center network. Okay, now we'll talk about evolution of SOC. How did SOC come to be? Why do we have SOC? When and what was the reason for having SOC? We're going to discuss that in full below. So, from the year 2008 to 2010, the world recorded the first cyber weapon, and that cyber weapon was called Stuxnet.
Okay.
And it had one particular job role. Look at what it was used for. Can you read it?
Good. What? Wait. I can't. I see the Stuxnet. First cyber weapon. Then designed to bring down Iran's nuclear power plant.
That was the job. That was the task of this particular weapon. You see that there is no extent to which a cyber attack cannot reach. It can affect the little micro person, individual. It can also affect an entire nation.
Okay.
And that is why most countries they don't take it lightly, especially cyber attacks and cyber what's it called crimes. They don't take it lightly. So history has it that there have been some major cyber attacks in the past, ranking from the great, big, and mighty, even the small companies. And then it goes in the numbers, even as of today, as of yesterday, cyber attacks is something that is common. So, Anand, the tutor asks, so who is now safe on the internet? If the big guys are even being attacked and they can't do anything about it, what about the smaller people? Now, these findings were taken into note. The first is that it took 205 days for companies to detect an attack. It took 205 days for companies to detect an attack.
Okay.
Then, 80 days before the attacks even took place, there were what? Indications that the attack would happen. Now, the attack happened. 67% of the time, the attacks were detected by an external entity, not even the company itself. So let's assume that a bank has been attacked and they don't even know. So it's the people that are using it that are even this bank app is doing somehow. I think. So this was the state of security before our time. In the calendar format, we'll see what that looks like. So unnoticed indicators, these signs started coming up from January 20th up until April. Nobody noticed it. And from April 2nd, the attack was executed. You can imagine from April, May, June, July, August, September, October, nobody noticed that an attack has taken place. Down till around 19th of November, when it was noticed. Even at that too, the company did not even see it. It was an external person that noticed.
It's already late because the attack has been executed.
Yes, now, since attack has been executed, it's just like somebody going into the bank system now. Maybe hacked into the bank system and planted a bug that takes out one naira or 0.05 dollars out of every account in that bank. And this incident stayed for more than 205 days. Nobody noticed it. That's almost 1 year.
Exactly.
So you can imagine how much loss this would bring in without anybody even noticing. If this bank has 1 million customers, and that 1 million customers are doing transactions every day, one naira will be going into the thief's account every day without the bank knowing. So these are some of the things that cyber crimes look like. Now the question is, why would such a thing happen and nobody noticed it?
Okay.
The root cause is lack of visibility. Nobody was watching.
Okay.
Nobody was tasked with the job of watch the network. Just like let's say someone who is in the I've not been to the beach before, but I know that there are people lifeguards who stay a little bit above the water and they watch the activities happening in the beach, right? So that when there is an incident, they will just signal and rush to save the person. So imagine if we don't have people like that. Incidents will happen and there will be losses. So in this time around, lack of visibility was the cause, which now brought in the need for security monitoring. Now, the next challenge came up was what should we monitor? You say we should monitor. Okay, what are we going to monitor? Sorry about stress. Now, computer talks with, or let's say computer speaks in computer language. So computer will not come and be saying physical words to you. And another thing about computer is that anything that happens, it keeps logs about whatever it is happening. So if you switch on this computer, there is a log of this computer was switched on at so time. You log into Facebook, there is a log. So everything that happens in the computer, there are logs. It keeps track of it. And that is how computer and network devices are being designed. So if also an attack is happening, the computer also keeps log of when it started, where it is, how it is happening. So the question of what should we then monitor is being answered by monitoring the logs. So we have our computer, probably we have servers, database, antivirus, everything that needs monitoring or needs safekeeping. All of them, their logs will be channeled to where we can look at them critically to really know what is happening inside them. So it is logs of all these devices. That is what we are monitoring. When you're working in a SOC environment, your day-to-day job will be to monitor logs, logs of what is happening, logs of incidents that are happening in these devices, because that is one of the only way to find out if the system has been compromised or not. Now, going by the system of monitoring logs, another big challenge came out. What should we monitor? We say we are going to be monitoring security solutions, system servers, network devices, all these things that have been connected to the systems and the companies that we work for or that we are monitoring. So we monitor all these things to see abnormalities and to capture incidents when they happen. So now that gave rise to a new challenge. They are not all that easy to read. So can you read this log? This is a log. Can you read it and see whether you can make sense out of it? Right.
Okay. Triple one. Then
go ahead.
point one 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 hash. The other one is date. Then comes the date. 8 January 2020. I think the next is time.
Fantastic. Go ahead.
Then I think the other one should be the site.
Okay.
Then Google search. I think it's a link. It should be a link, Oda.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, comes the link. The link from the website and where it is coming from. Yeah, the particular site or email. I don't know.
Okay. So you've done a good job to even read this and pick out some few relatable things from there. Now, was it that easy to read and understand?
No.
Okay, now watch how I will read it, and while I'm doing so, is not because I was born that way, but because I have been trained in recognizing things like this. So it takes some months or a bit years of experience too. So if I'm reading this log, I will tell you that a user with the IP address or a user with an address of 111.111.111.111 on this particular date and time that we saw here, and this time is under this 0400. I don't know which time zone it is, but this is a time zone. Now, he did something on Google. He searched for log analyzer, log plus analyzer. And while he was searching, he was using a Mozilla browser and not a Chrome. He didn't use Chrome. He didn't use Opera. He was using a Mozilla browser. And the version of the Mozilla version 5.0, he's not using an Apple system. He's using Windows system. In fact, Windows NT 5.2. And the language he's using is English, EN-US.
Okay.
Yeah. And also the version of his browser. So this is a sample of what a log looks like.
Okay.
That computers keep. Now, they are not all that easy to read. Not to talk of how many they come in. We can expect to see like 25 million logs every day.
Okay.
That means approximately like 300 logs per second. So how will you and I, as a normal human being, going to work, be able to analyze 25 million logs? Is it possible?
It's difficult. It's very impossible.
It's not even possible at all. The problem was still there. Anyway, before we move down, let's perform a little practical. Are you using your phone or your laptop?
No, I'm using my phone.
Oh,
but I can get my laptop.
Yeah, get it on. Let's do a little practical.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go to this site if you're ready. www.virustotal.com.
Okay.
Then let me know what you see.
Yes.
Okay.
Virustotal.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. Sometimes you will screw my numbers. You have to stop amending, so just go straight here. No, this way. It's not so good. Just back to this is then you just write what you want. Interesting.
Virus total. Yeah, .com. I've seen it.
Yes. Okay, enter.
Yeah. I've entered it.
Okay. So confirm if that will be the same thing I have on my screen, www.virustotal.com, to confirm whether you have the same thing on your screen. Is it what you got?
You got what this is this is virustotal.com. No, I have
So are you in the Google page?
Exactly.
Okay, so click the first one. The first one should open. Yes, click on that first one so it will open.
Exactly. The same page. Now I've gotten it.
Okay, fantastic. Now, look at your classworks. The first one is what is SIEM? Second one, what is SOAR? SOAR. Third one, what is a threat intelligence platform? Number 4, what is SOC? Most of them we have either answered them or we're going to answer them throughout the class. But you still need to go and create them, get them, look at the answers again. Then number 5, what is GRC? Can you remember what GRC stands for?
Jealousy, government, or governance. I think it means governance risk center or something like that.
Compliance.
Compliant, yeah.
So governance, risk, and compliance. That's what GRC means. Then SOC,
SOC.
Yes.
Security Operations Center.
Okay, fantastic. So these are your assignments, your classworks. The last one is what is an IP address? IP address. So you get them, get the answers. If you can, you write them down. If you can't, you put them on your Google Drive and save them. So now, that thing we saw when we were looking at that, what's it called? Log is called an IP address. This 111.111.111.111.
Okay.
Now, it's like someone who went to go, or let's say that maybe for everywhere you go, your footprint will show where you're coming from, your house number or your house address. So you entered into, yes, you entered into an office, and when they wanted to know this person that came, where is he from, they will just take your footprint, and that footprint will tell them your house address. So now, IP address is like that address in your footprint. It tells us where this person is coming from.
Okay.
That IP address will also be termed as IOC. IOC stands for Indicators of Compromise. It's like evidence.
Okay.
Indicators of compromise. When there is an incident in the scene or anywhere, when the police or the authorities come, they are looking for evidence. They are looking for the things that they can relate to what happened, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So this particular log carries a lot of IOCs, which IP address is one of them. So with this IP address, we can trace the person that did this thing, that this computer logged in. We can trace to know the person, to know if this person, where is this person coming from? Is he coming from Germany? Is he coming from Asian countries? Is he coming from Africa? With this particular IP address, we can know if this person has been perpetrating good or bad online. And also, not just as evidence, like I said, IOC, indicators of compromise, is the same thing as evidence. So we have a lot of evidence here. We can see what he searched for. We can see his, what's it called, browser name. We can also see the version of his browser. We can also see the date and time at which he operated this system. So this person will not deny this particular action because we have a lot of evidence, and those evidence are in the log. So what we want to do now is to trace his IP address, to trace his address, to even get small information of who he is. So on your virus total, where you get the search bar, type in that IP address. Hope you can remember it.
I go to research.
Yes.
The IP address. I didn't copy the IP address.
You're supposed to cram it. It's just 111.111.111. 13 into 4 places, divided by that, separated by dots. 111.111.111. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I got to switch.
So this is the structure of an IP address. It will be three in 4 places, separated by dots. So wherever you see an IP address, whether it's in Google, in Apple company, anywhere, up and down the whole world, when you see an IP address, this is what it's going to look like. This is what the structure will look like.
Okay.
It will be three digits separated by dots. So let's assume that you get a job in Google and you see something like this. Now you know that, okay, I think I know what this thing is. It's an IP address. And somebody will like, okay, yeah, you're correct. That is exactly what it is. So click enter. If this person has been good, we are going to see his activities online. At least he will have a clean record, green clean record. But if he's bad, we will see some red marks on his record online. Click enter and tell me, what do you see?
Oh dear, something went wrong. It's happening.
I think I also got the same thing now. Something went wrong.
It brought something that looks like it's the same thing showed on your screen, showed on my own. After some seconds, it left. Okay, we repeat it again.
Yeah, I'm repeating it again. I hope something went wrong will not happen again. Why is it going out?
Okay. One for security vendor flag. You didn't tend to something went wrong. Please try again soon. If you have a specific problem, you can contact us.
Let me log into the platform first and see if it's requesting for login.
Okay.
I'm actually logging in with Google. I'm just doing continue with Google. It's like a sign-up process. Continue with Google. So the registration process is very easy.
Okay.
I've not experienced this before, so I don't know why it's happening. See, not all classes are not the same.
Okay.
And most of these things are not recorded. If it is recorded, you will not be seeing what's it called? New issues. Recorded classes is just recorded classes. Unaccording. No addition, no subtraction. As though everybody stays the same. But when you're in a live class, there are opportunities to expand.
Exactly.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload it, then take a screenshot of it so that that result we captured will be there for us to capture, to look at it.
Okay.
Let me capture it quick. 1, 2, ready, go. Captured. Captured. Okay. Details. Okay. It has not done something way wrong again. Retry on your own again and see whether it has stabilized. Okay. I think my own have stabilized a bit.
Okay. Yeah, my own too.
Okay. When you look at on that JP, when you hover around JP, you will see the country. It will write Japan for you, or the country where the person is
Japan. The flag is showing Japan.
Okay. Then the result on top says 1/94 security vendor flagged this IP address as what?
Malicious.
Meaning upon a good person. This person is nowhere a good person. He has had some wrong dealings online and it has been captured. When you scroll down, you will see some of the results about him. So where we are is an example of a threat intelligence platform.
Okay.
We use it, or it is useful to curate incidents and threats and give people more idea of what to look out for in this particular case. Just like the WHO in Nigeria, in the World Health Organization, they have a
Yeah.
platform where they curate all instances of sicknesses, breakouts, all diseases that is available at their fingertip. So they have access to it, so that when something is happening, they can say, okay, this looks like this, and they will
Exactly.
prefer a solution on how to combat them. So this is an example of what a threat intelligence platform will do. So now, when you encounter links, someone sends you a link that you don't trust, just carry it and come and paste here.
Okay.
The whole link, just carry it, paste it here, and check whether there is what's it called, dubious activities happening. Some time ago, like I think 2 months ago, someone sent me a link on what's it called, on my mail, and say, chat me on this link, let us start.
Okay.
I just copied the link and came here and posted it, read everywhere.
Okay.
I knew that, oh, this person was not up to any good. So this is an actual practical scenario. When you get information files, somebody send you a file that you don't trust, it can also take file. If you go to home, if you press the logo, it will take you back to the home screen. Once you press the logo beside that search bar, it will take you back to the home screen. So when somebody sends you a file that you don't trust, you just come here, choose a file. It will open up a place for you to put that file or go and bring that file. You just select where the file is. This is WhatsApp based, this is WhatsApp file. So let me check on it and see the results that will come out from it. It is computing. So the system computes it and checks whether there is malicious intents or properties in that file, in that document, in that link, whatever it is. You check on it here first, so that you will not enter into incidents. So
Okay.
this one is still calculating the document that I sent to it. So let's see what it's going to bring out. Is this still running? You're wrong. Let me get a link. Control C. I've copied the link. Now, to search the link, I'll paste the link here and search link.
Okay.
You see, the link is clean, undetected. If the link has malicious things inside it, it will show me. Please, don't go to that link, red everywhere, so that you will stay away from such places. Okay. So this is that WhatsApp, what's it called, that we posted.
Okay.
So it shows that it is an app. It is WhatsApp app. It is clean. There are some apps that when they give it to you, download this app. When you download it, it will start taking things from your phone.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we've seen, let's go back to our line. We've seen logs, and we've seen what we can get out of a log. All this evidence, what did I call them? There's a name they are called in the industry.
Yeah, you call it IOC.
Yes, IOC. And what does it stand for?
It's actually part of the IP address, like the indicators of compromise.
Yes, indicators of for compromise. So they are like evidence. So when you look at a log and you want to bring out evidence from that log might be the IP address, it might be the date, might be the time, might be the type of computer the person dropped, anything that will make us to know what happened on that incident. They are termed as IOC, indicators of compromise. So, having seen that these logs come out in bulk and they are not easy to read, the industry now moved on with a solution. And that solution is called a SIEM.
Okay.
So what is SIEM?
SIEM. No, you haven't explained that.
So it's a full meaning of the word. Look at the word there. The full meaning.
Okay, yeah. Security, information, and event management.
Yes. That is the full meaning of the word SIEM. It is
Okay.
security, information, and event management. So when you do your classwork, you read deeper what it stands for, what they do, because it is a combination of tools and skill and what's it called, processes or technologies used in doing work in this our cybersecurity career and industry. So, what is SIEM in general? This graphical explanation will tell us what a SIEM is. Let's go back to our diagram first. Remember that we said that we want to know, for us to know what is happening on these devices, we did what? We are connecting and there are logs, right? Remember? All the logs, we are collecting them. Do you remember?
Yes.
If we collect them, we'll bring them into a technology called SIEM, which we just saw now.
Okay.
Once all these logs are connected into the SIEM, what the SIEM does is the SIEM will filter it, do some configuration filterings, then only push out suspicious, very important logs, the ones that look very, very important and that needs your attention. So out of maybe 1 million logs, it will filter it down to the most important ones. Maybe you are getting 1,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 logs, which is much easier for human beings and technology to take and keep track of. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, with these logs, these filtered logs, we have filtered logs. They are now being fed into the system or the computer where you, the security operation analyst, will monitor. This is where your eyes will now be. This is your monitoring screen. So you will now be checking the readings of these logs. The ones that are red, you already know that those ones need instant attention. The ones that will be blue, depending on how they are and what is happening there. So, in other words, the same tool is a tool that aggregates logs from different network devices or computer devices and filters them according to some kind of configurations that is being given to them. Then pushes out the filtered logs to the screens where security analysts, especially SOC level 1 analysts, they will perform their duty, which involves monitoring, detecting, analysis. They can also respond to all those incidents. This particular scenario summarizes the entire or the full job of a SOC analyst. Now you see that the SOC analyst is not doing offense. You understand where we came out from?
Yeah.
The defense and the offense.
Yeah.
So the SOC analyst is doing defense. He is waiting to get incidents and issues, then he will now respond to them. But the offensive guys, the guys that are on the red team, they don't wait for these things to happen. They attack. They make sure that they look for all those things before they happen. They will fish them out and fix them. So in your own understanding, explain how we got from A, B, and C.
Okay. From A is where you get all the logs. Then that is going to the SIEM, the security information and the event management. Then the SIEM, for example, if there are up to 1 million logs, the SIEM will bring it to the minimum. That is, we look for the important ones. Only the important ones, and minimize it to a reasonable number where human being and computer can work on it, because they are the only important ones. So that is filtering. It will filter it to that minimum number where only the important ones will now be removed. Only the filtered important logs will be now removed to SOC analyst. Then the SOC analyst will do the job of both. We do both defense and the offense. Like you are monitoring, detecting, analyzing, interception, and intercepting. Without waiting for guys. Sometimes they will attack instead of waiting for anything to occur.
Yes. And those people that attack, what team are they? Who are they called?
Yeah, the SOC, that is the attackers are the red one, the red
team.
Aye.
Then the red team.
Yeah, why the defenders
exactly. The defenders are the blue team.
Yeah, the blue team. Yeah.
So the purple guys, the purple team. What makes up the purple team?
The purple teams are people who have both knowledge of how to defend and how to attack.
Fantastic. So now you see what we just explained, and what you just explained is happening, is what is here. All those devices that are connected to the systems are being filtered. The logs are being sent into SIEM. The SIEM tool filters them and brings out them as suspicious activities, especially to a reduced workable size, so that we can have more focus. Because remember, I told you, when you're off a system, there is a log on it. When you're on it, when you do this, when you do that, so all those things are pushed out. But once they come into the SIEM, they are being filtered away into the ones that are needed.
Exactly.
So we've reached to the half-hour mark of the program of today's class. We are on slide 40, and we have 45 more to go, which we will talk about next class. But let me just do a little summary so that we could call it a day for today.
Okay.
We've seen the problem and we've seen the root cause and we've also seen the solution. What is the problem? Lack of visibility. Companies in the past, they do not have people who watch over all these their systems for them. Their own was just to do business and make money, do business and make money. And the enemy saw it as an avenue to strike them. Even when they struck them, there was nobody to see. There was nobody to notice until things spoiled. That was why we now brought out a solution and said, okay, let us start monitoring. Let us start monitoring. They now set up a group to monitor. Now, what are they going to be monitoring? They are going to be monitoring the logs that are coming out from all those systems and devices. While they are monitoring, we also found out another new problem, which is the bulky size of logs, which under arrangement or under analysis, we found out that there are possibilities of getting up to 25 million logs. 25 million, not 1 million, not 2,500,000. 25 million logs per day can be recorded.
Okay.
And at the speed of 300 logs per second, 300 logs per second, not per minute.
Mm.
So you see how difficult that situation would be for them. And that was why we brought out the solution of SIEM, okay? The Security Information and Event Management. Yeah, and we just saw how this thing is being configured. Now, before you wrap up on your program, before you graduate, you will be able to go and use an actual SIM tool. I have mine, the one I work with. When I resume in the morning or when I go to work, so I go to my SIM tool and I check for what's it called, issues that are happening. Elder that are registered in the program also have his same tools because that their program is the advanced of this. Remember, they are working towards becoming a SOC level 1 analyst. That is what their program is.
Okay.
They are working towards becoming a SOC level 1 analyst. And you yourself will have a bit of an idea of what they are doing because of the program we are having now. Because I try to make it a way that some of our students will be enlightened about what is coming up ahead. Okay, so let me see if I could pull up my SIM tool so that you see what it looks like in real life. So this is an example of a SIM tool, Wazoo.
Okay.
Yes. So these are industry standard tools. It's not as though you can just open the website and you see them. So these are industry standard tools whereby when you are in a company, they will give you access to use those tools to work, to perform the duties that they have for you. You see, I have a specific code name, my username that the company assigned to me.
Okay.
Let me log in. We've been able to find a platform that replicates this for our students. So, before you finish, you will remind me so that you can do a bit of this Wazoo training, so you will see how it works in real life. Just like I am doing now, I'm going to show you now. So you will be able to do that. So that by the time you come into a company and probably they are using Wazoo like this, you're like, okay, um, you've used it. You will not be all that confused. That is the main thing.
Okay.
That reminds me, batch 16 is already in section. So for those who, if you have or if you know people who might want to join the program, batch 16 has started registration.
Okay,
Okay.
that is there. And I will advertise it. I will tell people about it.
I will share with you the flyer. I think you have the flyer with you. That's the flyer.
Yes, I have the file. I have it. I will post it in my walls, in my official Facebook and everything.
Okay, I appreciate. So look at this screen now. This is what the Wazoo looks like. This is what this SIEM tool looks like. It will pass this SIEM tool, and behind it will be doing all those magical configuration and filtering. But on this our monitoring screen, this is where that Wazoo is.
Okay.
Which is what I'm showing you now. If you look, we have active and disconnected. Active means the devices that we are currently monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
Disconnected means the ones that have been disconnected. Probably their subscription don't expire and they never pay. So the company disconnected them.
Okay.
So if you watch it, it said last 24 hours alert, meaning the things that has happened within the last 24 hours.
Okay.
Zero. See, this one is on red. These are high critical incidents. So we've not seen any high critical incidents in the last 24 hours. The color too is reduced. We've not seen anyone here. But under medium incidents, we've recorded 15,184. Then normal low incidents, we've seen 33,993.
Okay.
So when SOC analysts they come to work or resume to work, they will just go straight and look at all these things and see how they are doing and the ones to start remediating and working on. So this is an example of what the WASU stands for and what the SIEM tool helps us to achieve.
Okay.
So before you finish up your program, like I said, you will get to use and practicalize on this kind of platform. It's like Wazoo, but you will have to go around it. It's almost the same thing, so that you will get this knowledge too. It will be an added knowledge to what you're doing ahead. So that will be where we will call it a day today. The material will be sent to you, likewise the recording. So there are 45 more slides ahead. You might still do well to look at them. Remember your classworks. You still do them so that by Tuesday, when we are coming, we'll just finish up the remaining 45 slides and go over to the next topic.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. The homework is wait, because you said you made mention of the homework I should do, you know.
Let me screenshot it and send it to your WhatsApp so that you have a copy of it. Let me just screenshot it and send it to your WhatsApp now.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, now. Have a nice night. Good night.
You too. Bye. Thank